How do you turn a rent problem into a multi-billion-dollar empire? The story starts in 2007, with two broke roommates in San Francisco. Brian Chesky and Gebbia couldn't afford their rent. But a design conference was coming to town, and every hotel was completely booked. So they had a wild idea. They pulled out 3 air mattresses, laid them on their living room floor, and offered air bed and breakfast to conference attendees who had nowhere else to go. They made breakfast, showed their guests around the city, and made just enough money to pay their rent. That little weekend experiment was the birth of what we now know as Airbnb. The concept was simple, but at the time, totally bizarre. What if anyone, anywhere, could rent out their spare space to travelers? An extra room, a couch, even an air mattress. It wasn't just about hotels anymore. It was about regular people opening up their homes. Unsurprisingly, when they pitched this to investors, most of them said no. The idea seemed risky, strange, and frankly a little ridiculous. Who would pay to sleep on a stranger's floor? Who would let a stranger into their home? But the founders believed travel could be more personal, more affordable, and more human. They brought on an engineer, Nathan Blecharczyk, and built a website. At first, it was a ghost town. They rebranded from the clunky air bed and breakfast to the sleeker Airbnb and listed more than just air mattresses. But they were still struggling. To keep the company afloat, they did something completely unrelated to travel. During the 2008 U.S. election, they designed and sold limited edition cereal boxes called Obama OS and Cap and McCain. This quirky stunt got them some press and, more importantly, enough cash to survive. It was a perfect example of their creative hustle. Their real turning point came when they were accepted into the prestigious startup accelerator, Y Combinator. A mentor gave them some tough but brilliant advice. Stop looking at spreadsheets and go meet your users in person. So they flew to New York, one of their few active markets, and started knocking on doors. They visited their hosts, took professional quality photos of their apartments for free, helped them write better descriptions, and listened to every piece of feedback. This hands-on approach built trust and dramatically improved the quality of their listings. Bookings started to climb. Slowly, word began to spread. Travelers loved that they could stay in real neighborhoods for less than a hotel, and hosts discovered a new way to earn extra income. To solve the trust issue between strangers, Airbnb built a system of reviews, ratings, and verified profiles. Of course, it wasn't all easy. Cities and hotel lobbies pushed back, questioning the legality of short-term rentals. Safety was a constant concern. Airbnb had to invest heavily in insurance, identity verification, and 24/7 customer support to make everyone feel secure. The brand evolved from a cheap place to crash to a platform promising you could belong anywhere. You could now book tree houses, castles, and houseboats. By the late 2010s, Airbnb was a travel giant, all without owning a single property. Then, the pandemic hit. Global travel screeched to a halt, and bookings vanished. It looked like the end. But they adapted. People started booking long-term stays in nearby cabins and remote houses to escape the city. Airbnb shifted its focus to local travel and survived. Later that year, the company that started with air mattresses went public, valued in the tens of billions of dollars. The story of Airbnb shows how a solution to a personal problem, even one that seems strange at first, can change the world. It's a masterclass in creativity, persistence, and truly understanding your customers. From a living room floor in San Francisco to a global phenomenon, Airbnb proved that the wildest ideas can redefine an entire industry, one stay at a time. Thanks for watching.